message signal, and we are sampling that signal at various rates, right? So if you have understood or if you read about the Nyquist criteria, then there is a requirement that if you are going to sample a signal, a continuous time signal, then in order to retrieve the signal back or to reconstruct the signal back completely without losing any information, we need to follow a Nyquist criteria. It states that we need to sample the signal at least with a frequency or sampling frequency twice or more than the message signal frequency or the frequency of the signal that we are going to sample, right? So here we are having various options. You will see once you will watch the video that we are having various options for sampling frequency, and we are using each and every frequency, and in each sampling frequency we are following the Nyquist criteria. Okay. So for this signal, the signal that we are taking 1 kilohertz, at least 2 kilohertz is needed so that we can reconstruct the signal and get back the original signal, analog signal, without losing any information. Otherwise, if we are using any signal to sample that particular signal of 1 kilohertz having frequency lesser than 2 kilohertz, then certainly we are going to lose some of the information, right? So we have kept Nyquist criteria in mind, and we are having some options of sampling frequency that we are going to use. And in each of the sampling frequency, we are able to see how our waveform look like after sampling the sampled output on the CRO or DSO. You can see. Once you will watch, you will get clarity about it. So why we need sampling or why we need analog to digital conversion in communication systems, right? So if you have read in signals in system, you must know that in any system, if the system is analog system, then it is going to take analog signal as an input and going to give analog signal as an output, right? And real world signals are analog in nature, right? So if we are willing to use any digital system, so it needs digital input and digital output. So before giving input to any digital system, we need to convert the real world signal that is analog in nature into digital signal so that we can give input to the digital system, right? So before giving input, we need to convert an analog signal into digital signal. It means that we need to perform sampling, quantization, and encoding before we are going to give the particular data or particular signal to any digital system. So why we are performing all these things, giving to the digital system, and after getting output, we need to reconstruct that also so that we can get our signal back into analog or continuous time domain, right? So why we are using digital system? There are so many benefits of using digital systems, and in communication system, one of the most crucial benefit that we are getting if we are using digital communication systems is digital systems are
सर
more
आपकी
immune
आवाज़
to
बड़ी
noise. Yes,
सर आवाज़ धीरे
yes.
आ रही थी आपकी.
Now I hope it's okay.
यस सर नाउ
Yeah.
ओके.
So what I'm trying to say is that if we are using digital systems, there are benefit of using digital communication system because they are more immune to noise. As of now, you can consider noise as any unwanted signal that is interfering with our message or useful information, that is deteriorating the information or that is disturbing or causing interference into the information and leading to the loss of our original information. That we will never want in case of any communication, because we want whatever message we are transferring from the transmitter need to reach to the receiver in good health, in proper condition, or the correct message is going to get received at the receiver. So we want to ensure as an engineer that our message is getting received at the receiver end in good health and good condition. So we want to minimize the noise, right? In case of digital systems, that they are more immune to the noise. It means that the effect of noise is less. So if you are using a communication system that is analog in nature, and for the same purpose if you are using this for transmission and reception the digital system, so there is advantage of digital system because it is more immune to noise. So the signal quality that you are going to get at the receiving end is going to be better as compared to the analog system. So we are using digital systems because of its benefits that it is offering. Digital systems are compact, they can be designed and replicated, or it can be produced in bulk, and as well as if you have designed any system, analog system, you are going to use inductor, capacitor, resistor, and other components, right? And you will design the system. And if you are designing replica of it, then it is quite possible that these two that you have designed using same component are not going to give same response with the same input. This is kind of disadvantage because the components are having their own tolerances, as well as various different type of noises are going to occur in case of analog systems. But in case of digital systems, if we have replicated the system, one particular component or one particular system into various different systems, then each system that are replica of each other are going to give exactly same response if you are going to if you are giving it a same input. So there are so many benefits of digital systems. You will understand, you will learn in your theory class why we are doing this sampling, because we want to give input to the digital systems, right? So here in this experiment we are going to see that we are taking a continuous time signal, we are sampling it at different rates, we are using sampler. You will see how we are going to do in real scenario, in real sense, in real world. If you see, these two things happens at a different place. We are using the prototype kit, and in order to illustrate the process, we have performed the sampling also in the same kit, as well as the block, dedicated block is there for reconstruction. There is a low pass filter, and you will understand why in case of lower sampling rate, when we are using a lesser sampling rate as compared to the other options that are available on the kit, then we are using higher order filter to reconstruct the signal. And I've tried to illustrate that particular thing also, so that you can understand that if sampling rate is getting reduced, then we need to use a higher filter at end of receiver. So in real scenario, these two things are happening at a different place. This sampling and other things are happening at the transmitter end, and the reconstruction and other things are happening at the receiving end. But since we are performing this experiment in order to illustrate the process, the concept behind that, so we are performing it on the same kit, right? So I'm going to share the link. If you are having any confusion, then you can ask as of now. Or I'm going to share the links, Google Drive link in the chat box. You can click on the link and watch the video, and we will be there continuously. If you are having any query while watching the video, you can pause the video there and you can ask the query. You can raise your hand or you can comment in the chat box, but don't sit idle by getting the link. If you get the link, don't sit idle, just watch it, because at last I'm going to ask you, all of you, that what you have learned and what you have watched, right? So I'm sharing the link. There are two links. The second link is for a very small duration, so first link is the main link. uh, some of you just click on the link and tell me that link is working properly, so that you can access and you are able to watch the video. I'm going to share the second link also.
हाँ आफ्ताब, क्या हाल चाल है? हेलो
Yes sir, sound
आफ्ताब, ठीक चल रहा है? इज इट गोइंग एवरीथिंग ओके?
yes sir, totally fine.
ठीक है, उनको बस इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दो, फिर वो अपना जो है, जो हम लोग पिछले साल वीडियो बनाए थे, अपलोड करते रहिएगा आप। कुछ और प्रॉब्लम होंगे तो आई एम हियर, ठीक है ना? अच्छा, रिपोर्ट बनाने का आफ्ताब, इनको रिपोर्ट बनाने का बता दीजिएगा, आप जो है कैसे रिपोर्ट बनाना है, ठीक है ना?
सर बता दिया था फर्स्ट टाइम पे भी, फिर से बता दूंगा।
ठीक है।
So I've shared the link. You will need to click on the link and watch the video, so that you can see how we have conducted the experiment and what are the analysis and what are the procedure of the conducting this experiment. If you are having any query while watching the video, you can pause it there and comment or raise your hand or unmute yourself and you can ask the query. Okay, so till you are watching the video, we are going to take queries at 3, right? At 3 p.m. The video is almost of 20-25 minutes of length. So
Sir, I want to ask that we have to write it on the paper now.
As far as you are asking about report, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, as I told all of you on the previous turn in introductory class also, that you have to prepare the report where you are going to include some of the concept and information from this video that you are going to watch, right? As well as you have to code this particular thing. Just you can see that we are using a signal that we are going to sample. We are having a sampling rate, right? So we are having a signal that is having a higher frequency and it is going to sample. So we are having two signals as well as we are plotting both of the signals. So in MATLAB you can code this particular process and you can include that in your report. In fact, you have to include that in your report, right? So some details from this, and the other thing you have to code in MATLAB so that you can include in your report. So you have to code it, right?
We have to code it.
Yeah. In MATLAB, you have to write a code and plot the sampled signal as well as the sampled output, right?
Okay,
And
sir.
reconstructed output, and you have to include that all those images. You can save from MATLAB all those images and include in your report, right?
But sir, I have told you that we have been using Octave for the last year.
That's okay. Your seniors have done in MATLAB, and it's easy in MATLAB as far as this communication system, the report is concerned. So if you are having any problem, just try to do it. If you are having any problem, then you can mail me on Google Classroom, or you can discuss with me in
Okay.
ongoing classes, further classes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Watch the video and inform me if you are able to watch the video. The link is working fine, right?